Hello and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has signed a decree which makes it easier to acquire Ukrainian citizenship. This concerns foreigners who defend Ukraine and Russians who have faced political persecution. They are exempted from the requirement to submit declarations on renouncing their foreign citizenship. To discuss this, we welcome to our studio today Oleh Horbachov, international lawyer. Hello and thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So first of all, could you please clarify the decree? Because from what I just said, it means foreigners who defended Ukraine and then Russians who have been politically persecuted. How do Russian citizens prove that they have been politically persecuted?
Yes, according to this decree, the acquisition of citizenship for such categories of persons is simplified, and they need only give to Ukrainian diplomatic and consular bodies, and they need to give any document from this official body, diplomatic and consular institutions, the document from them about which confirms the fact that they were succumbed to political persecutions.
All right. How much easier is the procedure now since it was before?
Now this procedure relies on the responsibility of the president, and if there is a political will of president to grant such citizenship, this procedure is relevant is relevant in such situation. It depends on political will of the president, because only the president have a power to give such citizenship.
Well, according to Volodymyr Zelensky himself, this decree has been signed in order to ensure the freedoms and the freedoms of the citizens' rights and protect the human rights of the citizens of Ukraine or Russia. My question is, what kind of risks could we face once the decree starts fully operating?
Yes, there are a lot of risks, because it is very risk that any Russians who want to acquire such citizenship, maybe there are a lot of Russians, and how to demonstrate that are in fact were succumbed to political repressions. But as for this initiative, maybe this was as element of response to actions of President Vladimir Putin, because he also simplified the manner of acquiring the Russian citizenship.
Yeah, well, the only difference is that it's not for all the citizens of Ukraine.
Yes,
it's for occupied territories.
For occupied territory, and also for particular citizens of Ukraine. And maybe the initiative of Volodymyr Zelensky is an element of war, and is element of response to such actions of Vladimir Putin.
We all know Russia and its leader Vladimir Putin to be an aggressor country and an aggressor leader, and a lot of people living in Russia, well, almost all of the citizens living in Russia, are being succumbed to persecution once they demonstrate the opinion that is different from the government of the Russian Federation. Now, with signing this decree, how can Ukrainian government and the president himself guarantee that those Russian citizens who decide to get Ukrainian citizenship will not get prosecuted?
So in this context, Ukrainian government should detailize what the reasons and what the confirmation of such persecution. Maybe this will be the decisions of Russian official bodies, of Russian courts, and I think in the regulations of Cabinet Minister of Ukraine, maybe this procedure will be detailized, and we see what the detailized procedure and what detailized documents should be submitted by such persons for the purpose of acquiring such citizenship.
You have already mentioned that President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, has signed a similar decree. We cannot say that it is the same, but he has signed a similar decree. However, it has been recognized a violation of an international law by the European countries and a lot of European officials, and not only European officials. Is there a possibility that the decree signed by Ukrainian president will face the same fate?
I don't think that this decree faces such a hate because the first initiative of Vladimir Putin was the granting of citizenship for the persons from the occupied territories of Donbass, and according to international law, Russian Federation is continuing aggression against such territory, and they are occupied in the context of international law, and that is why a lot of European countries recognizes that such procedure for simplifying giving such citizenship violates international law, and Russian and such passports which were given to such categories of citizens and will not recognized in the territory of the European Union.
In the global picture, this move by Volodymyr Zelensky of signing this decree could be considered as a step forward on the road to make peace with Russia. Would the reaction of Vladimir Putin be the same?
I think Vladimir Putin will react and simplify it not only for the citizens of particular territories of Donbass, and also for another categories of Ukrainians. And we should react simultaneously, and such an initiative of Volodymyr Zelensky is a good step in such a hybrid element of hybrid war.
In general, if there is a possibility to give an evaluation of the future situation about this decree, will Russians be openly willing to obtain Ukrainian citizenship?
I think we can, in the near future, such situation may be, because we see the last facts of protests in Moscow and other regions of Russian Federation. Maybe such facts of political persecutions will continue on the territory of Russian Federation, and maybe in the near future we will be the witnesses of acquiring such citizenship on the simplified procedure which was initiated by Volodymyr Zelensky.
Well, thank you so much for coming and clarifying the whole situation for us. That was Oleh Horbachov. He's an international lawyer. Thank you so much for watching UATV. Stay tuned for more.